Hey everybody, Joe here. Gonna check out a puzzle today by Classified, called Counting Down. Rules are normal Sudoku rules. That's 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3. The digits on an arrow sum to the number in the attached circle. Digits increase in one direction along an arrow, including. Wait, what? Digits increase in one direction along an arrow, including its circle. The digits in a small circle must all appear at least once in the four surrounding cells. Wait, what is this? Digits increase in one direction along an arrow, including its circle. How can these numbers be higher than that? Digits increase in one direction along an arrow. Oh. Okay. So they just increase this way. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okie dokie. Alright, this being three digits must be at least a 6. And they will have a 1 or a 2 on them. So this must be at least a 4. Not too impressive there. This one is also at least a 6. This one down here, at least a 6. And there will be an 8 somewhere in this 2 by 2. And a 5. And a 5. Okay, dokie. The rest. What else can I sort out from that? Well, okay. The numbers must increase. So really the highest this can be is a 2. If it was 2, 3, 4, 9. So this is literally only 1 or 2. Now this one cannot be a 1. It's kind of like a reverse thermometer, isn't it? One, 4, yeah. Because this can only be a 2 or a 3. If this was 1, 2 though, this could be a 5 or a 6. Like such. If it was 1, 2, yeah. So is this gonna be this could also be a 3 though. If it was 1, 2, 3. Right, well, this is gonna be the same for here. I can just copy it. And the same for here as well. Whoops. It's on this part going that way. Okay. Is that gonna do anything? if this is a 1, the 1 could still go over here on this arrow. This could be a 2. Then it would have to be a 2, 3, 4 though. And if it was a 2, 3, 4, this would be 1, 5, 6. Or it could be 6 or 7 there. But the point is, I guess it couldn't be a 5, 6, right? It would have to be a 1. And then this would have to also be 2, 3, 4, 9. And then wouldn't this need to be a 1? So, if this was 2, oh well, that's assuming that this is not 2. They could all be 2, 3, 4, 9. I think if one of them is, then they would all have to be. Maybe not though. Maybe not. If this was 6 though, this would be 12. And this would need to be 33. If this was 1, 2, 3. Look, if that was 1, 2, 3, this would have to be 4, 5, 9. And 7 and 8 would be left over here. So this is not 1, 2, 3. If this was 1, 2, 3, this would have to be 4, 5. That would be 6 and 9. And this cannot be 7 or 8. So this, rather this cannot be 3. Because if it was, that would force the 3, 2, 1. So that cannot be 3. However, this could be a 1 with a 3, 4, for instance, or a 3, 5, or a 2, 6. If this was 2, this would have to be 3. And that would have to be 4. If this is 1, yeah. If this was 1, 2, 6, making 9. Oh yeah, then this could maybe still be 4, 5, 9. With 1, 2, 3, 6, perhaps. Okay. Is that all I got there then? Yeah. But maybe this is gonna be an entropy type puzzle. And I might start assuming it is. Because if this was like so entropy would be like 1, 2, 3 is low, 4, 5, 6 medium, 7, 8, 9 high. Right? So you can see that this can no longer be 6. So it is a high. And there could be 2 mediums along here still. and this be a high. But there can only be one low. So obviously this cannot be a low. Let's do this as well. So that is going to be, but these could be the same as that, like I was saying earlier. And because this is going to be the same, isn't it? Although this is not bound by an arrow in the corner down here, but this one is. So this one is going to be the same way, as in if this was 1, 2, 3, then this would have to be 4, 5, and then this would have to be 7 or 8, which it cannot be, because they must increase that way, and it would have to be 8, 9, and we can't fit a single digit 17 in a circle. So this one down here is going to be the same way as that one up there, which is like that. Which is all good. This one, however, if this was 1, 2, 3, 6, this could be 4, 5, 9, that could be 7, 8 on this side. So that would be okay. If this was medium though, it would mean this is high and this is low. That would also be okay. Alright, alright. If this was medium, if both oh, this can't be high, can it? If this was high, oh well, wait now. Why not? Yeah, it could be. It could be high. I was thinking backwards there. This one cannot be high. But it's not going to give me anything, so to speak, yet, because it's only going to tell me that it's low or medium. But then this one could be medium or high. And then this one could be medium or high. If this is, because this could be like a 1, 4. These both could be medium. Oh, wait. Well, this cannot be a high, though. This is low or medium. This is tricky. This is not low. How about that? Okay. Where else do I look? Is there any possible way that that can be low? No. The answer is no. Because if it was, these two would have to be medium and barely make a high. And then this one would be high. What about if this was medium? If this was medium, this could be low, high, high. I think it would have to be that way, so that one could be medium. And again, then this one would have to be medium, medium, high. Ooh, this is redonk. Well, this one is at least medium. Does that help? This one is at least medium. No, it is not. Not at the moment, anyway. What about the arrow totals? If this was 9, this would be 18. There'd be 27 left to go here. That have so many possibilities, I think. If this was 1, 2, 3, that would be 4, 5, 9, that would be 6, this would be 7, 8. It doesn't seem too far-fetched. Am I reading all the rules? Am I remembering all the rules? No, I mean yes. So there's gonna be a 5 and 8 around there. The 8 won't be here. For what that is worth. So what can this be? If this is 2, this is 3, 4. If this is 1, 1, 2, 4 is 7. 1, 2, 5 is 8. 1, 3, 4 is 8. 1, 3, 5 is 9. Maybe it could be 1, 2, 6 as well. But if it's a 2, that has to be 9. What am I missing? If these two are the same... No, I can't do that. One would be in here, one would be in here, but that's a lot of variables. A low number will never be in a circle. Helpful? Not helpful? Can this be low? Yes, it can. Can this and this be different? If it was different, then it would be on this line, and it would have to be in the corner. If this is different than this, it must be in the corner. And then this would have to be a medium or high. This would have to be medium or high. That would have to be medium. I think that could be possible. This could be just a high. It would also make these the same. How do I get started on this thing? This cannot be high. This cannot be high. But this could be high. If this was low, they would both be high. This would have to be a medium. If this is high, if this is high, this is low and high, and then high, medium. If this is medium, this is medium, this is high, or what if this is low, medium, high? Then it's high, low, or medium again. Oh my gosh, this is too much. I said if this is medium, or if it's low. Now, hold on. If this is medium. No. If this is medium. This has to be medium. This would be high. This would be high. This would be low. This cannot be high. If this is low, this could be medium or high. If that is low, that could be medium or high. This could be medium or high. If this was medium, medium, then it would be high, low. If it was medium, high, then it would be high, medium. If it was high, high, it would be medium, low. Low, it would be it'd be medium, medium if this was high, high. Medium, medium, yeah. Okay. What in the... So basically, I didn't get nothing out of that. Good, good. Good, good. Good check. Is this low? Maybe I do that kind of thing with down here. Or what about a high never being able to be on the tip of an arrow? As in, two of these are going to be high. It can't be this one and that one, can it? Because if this is high, this also has to be high. Therefore, if this is high, this will also have to be high. Yeah. Right. This cannot be high. I don't think I'm ready for that line yet. But this one, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be two of these. Right? So if it's this one, that one must be high. If it's this one, that one must be high again. Yeah. So but this can be high, low. This could be medium, medium. This could be low or medium. What about this one being low? No. This cannot be low. What if this was medium? If this was medium, this would have to be low, medium. Oh no, it would have to be low, high rather. And this would be medium. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. If this was low, this cannot be low, because it would have to be medium, medium, and then high. We can't have high on the tip. So if it was medium, this one could not be medium. But this one couldn't either. This one would have to be medium. So this one, what did I say? If this one was medium, if that one is medium, that one is medium, and this is low, high, low. If this is high, then this could be low or medium. Holy moly. But this one is not high. Neither is this one. This one, not high. What am I not getting? Maybe I'm high. What is that one? So, not high, not high. So many choices still. Not low. Can this be medium? These would both be low. Yeah, I mean it could. This is low or medium. They all have to start low or medium. Is that going to get me anywhere? Doubtful. The 8 is going to be somewhere here. I don't see that being helpful at the moment. The 5 cannot be here either though. So the 5 will be somewhere there. Neither one will be there. That could still be a 4 though. It can't be a 6. So this is... It is 1, 2, 3, or 4, though. For whatever that is worth. What if it was 4, 5? This would be 9, 8. Or no, that wouldn't necessarily have to be 8. 4, 5, 9. That would be 6. That could still be high if that was low. Wow, I just don't know. I think this getting to 1, 2, 3, or 4 though has to be telling me something. But this here could go all the way up to 8 if the bottom one was a 1. However, if this was 4, 5, oh no, I can't even do that. I was thinking it was going to push 5, 8 on this side, but 8 could still go there, couldn't it? Because that would be 9. It would push 5 over here. But I mean, that's nothing really to go on. So this is low or medium. This is medium or high. This is low or medium. But this is medium or high. That seems like a lot of ifs. Again, one of these. What if one of these was... What if one of them was high? Two lows. Well, look, even if two lows were on here, it would be a medium. And you could still fit in medium, medium, high, and then the two blanks would be high. Oh, that's crazy. My poor brain. This is not high. This is not high. This could be if that is low. If this one is high, then there can be no more highs. Look at all this room, no help. Low or medium? Medium only if it's a 4. I think I am supposed to have seen something else that I am just not seeing. Oh, maybe it must do Maybe I need to map them around somehow. But how? I don't think I can do that yet. As in, a low can never be in a circle. Can a low go here? If a low goes here, a low has to go there. That would be medium. These two would be medium, these three would be high. Even that looks like it could be possible. If this was low, that would be low, that would be medium. Seems okay. If that was low, that would be low, that would be medium. Seems okay. Low, low, medium, 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 high, high, high. Oh, well, hold up here. This is 7, 8, or 9. Okay, let's think of it like this then. This is also 7, 8, or 9. Okay, so if we had 7 here, we would have 14. And then if we had 8 here, we would have 16, making 30, needing 15 more. That would be the maximum. And it would have to be a medium and a high. So it would be this way around. Medium and high. If we had a 7 here, we'd have 14. With a 9, with 18, that would be 32. And we would have 13 more. 13 is still with a medium and a high, right? If we had 8, we'd have 16 and 18, making 34, and we would need 11. And see, that could be with a high and a low. But it did give us this high, didn't it? It did give us that high. Which does mean this must be medium now. But now these two are kind of up in the air. But that did do something though. That did do something. That's going to do something down here as well. But it's going to be slightly different because of the way the arrows are laid out. So let's do that. So if we had 7 and 8, we'd have 30. And this one would have to be the medium. And this one would have to be the high. If we had 7 and 9, 14 and 18, it would be the same way around. And if it was 8, 16, and 18, 34, then we have 11. But it can be made with high and low. So we did get this high. Which did force this medium. This is low or medium, this is low or medium. If this, there's a, if this one rather, specifically, is medium, all the mediums are going to be taken. This one will be low. It seems like it would be okay. This is kind of a big sonker for me. This cannot be low. I've probably said that 47 times by now. Can this be medium? Yes, it can. It would be 4, 5, 9. This could still be 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 7. Would be okay. This is still weird that this could be low. No. Right? Can this be medium? If this was medium, this would be medium low. Medium low. Then that would have to be medium. And then the bottom three would just be high. These would be high. 4, yeah, that would be okay. That would be medium. What the heck? What the heck? This could be high, or a high could go in here. High could go here. The last high, any of those. The last high, any of those. Or it's got 2 more highs actually. This cannot be high. And this cannot be high. There's so many options. This cannot be high. This cannot be high. This is low or medium. This is medium or high. This is low or medium. This is low or medium. But this could be medium. Right. But it is low or medium. And this cannot be high. Oh, but this cannot be low. That can't be low. Wait, this has to be medium. If this is low, it would mean that one needs to be low. And if this was high, it would mean that one needs to be high. And either way around, that gave that box 4 the same. So that is medium. This could still be low and that medium. This could be low and that high. This could be medium and that high. This is low or medium. This is medium or high. Oh my. Let's see. Lower medium. Medium or high. Lower medium. Medium or high. I don't think I like that. That coloring. is wild. This cannot be high. But this could. Because that could be medium if this was low. No. This cannot be high. Because it would need to go with a low. Wait a minute. Yeah, it could. This would be medium. That would be low. This could still be low. This would be high, high. And then a low and a medium would be over here. Wow. This is a bit nutty. One of these well, no. Do these have to be the same? If this is this, it goes here. Or rather, if it's not that. Well, look, it could be right there instead. But what if it does go over here? Then it goes there. Low and medium, though, it could make a medium or a high. Wow. One, two, four. 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 6. But if it's a 2, 3, 4. If this is a 4, 5, 9, this cannot be a 4. This cannot be a 4, because this would have to be a 5. But in doing so, it would make this a 6, and both of these highs would have a total of 9. But it can already not be a 5 or a 6. This has to be a low. Now this has to be a medium, which means that this is the 4, 5. And it's going to go up in that order. Wow, that felt very complicated to me. Now, let's hope it's right. So we got 5 as well, being here from that. So that is very good. And okay, let's do some Sudoku. This tip cannot be 5. So 5 is gonna be in one of those. Nine, of course, is high. Did I get any other new? This is a 1 or a 2. So we have a 1-2 combo now, as it can't be a 3 anymore to make 9. So with the 1-2 combo, we have this being a 3. With 3 and 5, it can only go with 1 to make a 9. Gives us a 2 to make an 8. It places our 8. And now this has to have a 1-2 on it. But the 1 has to be there. The 2 has to be here. And then this can be a 3 or a 4. This is now a 7. This is now a 6. That is now a 3. And now we're gonna get this being the medium and this being the 9. And then this being the 8. Very nice. It was all from that break-in, which maybe I overcomplicated. I don't know. If there was an easier way to find that, I don't know how that would have been. So this now must be a 1-2 to make the 7 or 8. We also have a 7-8 combo here, so we know this is 9. 5 has to be with 4, so that's a 3-1. It can't be a 2-2, so this is going to be the 8-7. We have all 3 of our highs, so this cannot be a medium, or else this would have to be a medium or high. So it is definitely low. It is definitely a 2 or a 3. It cannot go with a high, or well, no wait, it could still be a low, but it could be a medium as well. So I think we'll hold there on that, but it has to go with a, well, it can have a 1. The only thing it could have is a 2, 3, or 6. But it definitely could have a 3, 6, 9. Anyway, this is medium or high. Let's mark up some colors. 8, 8, 8. A 6 will be somewhere here. 7 somewhere there. A 1 is going to go over here. A 3 does go in the middle here, for what that's worth. What else do we got? Some 7s, some 6s, 8s, 9s. This cannot be 8. This cannot be 8. This can't. Oh, that cannot be 8. 8 will be in one of these. A 9 will be in one of these by Sudoku. A 2 will be in one of these by Sudoku, but not the middle, because it's to the right already. This can no longer be a 4, because there's a 5 above it, way at the top. That now must be, this could still be low if this was a 4. This would have to be 3-1. But it is possible. A 9 is going to be in one of these two. I reckon an 8's probably going to go there, but it could still be a 1-3-4 across there, couldn't it? Who knows? At this rate. Okay. We have what about like rows and columns? It's going to be a medium here. There's two highs penciled in here. The other one goes somewhere. All of the, well, this can't be high, and all the mediums are in the box, so it must be low. It's going to be a 1 or a 2. This can no longer be a medium, so it must be a low. Because if it was a medium, this one would have to be a medium, and there can't be 4 mediums in the column. And this one already couldn't be high, because 2 highs couldn't total a high. So, where's the other low go? Does it go? Oh, there's also a medium somewhere. This could be medium, this could be high. This will likely be high, but not necessarily, especially the way this puzzle was very tricky to start. I'm not gonna bet on anything. 5. Did I see an interesting 5? No, I just felt like saying 5. This will be a 2 or a 3. A 2, a 2, a 2, a 2. I don't know. Six could go there. A 2 cannot go there. 3, 6. But this is 3 or 6 only. So this is what? 5, 8, or 9. Yeah, 5, 8, or 9 only. What else is missing? 1, 2, 3, 6, is that it? Yeah, but 2 or 6 could, either one could go over here. So, unresolved at this moment. This 8 here It would have to be a 7-1 if that was 8. 7-1. And what would be left over is a 4 and a 3. That seems okay. That would be 3 then, that would be 6. That would be 9. But if this is 8, that has to be 7-1. Okay. Noted. This can't be medium now. It already couldn't be high. So it is definitely low. It is definitely a 1 or a 3. This could be medium still. If it was, it would be a 4. It's a 4 or a 7 only. The 3, well, in that case, this cannot be a 1-4 to make a 5. It could be a 1-7 to make 8. Or it could be a 3-4 to make 7. So, but this is, the point is, this is high only. But this could be medium or high. There is another low in one of these, and it will be a 1 or a 3, which seems fine. What else do we have? What about this arrow right here? This could be a 3. Oh no, 3's already in the box. The lowest this can be is a 2. So it can't be a 3, it can't be a 4, it can't be a 5. It can be a 6. Yeah. It cannot be a 7. It's a 6 only. Okay. That gives us this 3. And this 2. And this 5. Very nice. Very cool indeed. This will now give the 3. It can't go with a 7. That'd be a bit too high. So that works that 7, 8 out in that column. This is going to be the remaining 1, which will also give us this 1. And this is going to be, this has to be a 2, because the 9 is already set to one of these, so it could not have been a 3. It also gives us that 1, and a 2, a 2 is going to go in this bottom row. A 2 also gets pushed down here, and it's already sorted on that one. Right, so this is high, obviously. The missing one here, let's see, the missing one is a 6. No, it is not. Oh, did I goof? What? Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up. Alright. Where did I goof? Why did I think a 3 there? Because of the 3 here. Okay. Alright. What if this could have been a 1, 3, 4? Ooh. Let's try that. Yeah. 3, 4, 7. That being a 4 or a 7 or an 8. I overlooked that. I think that's probably where my goop is. I bet this is a 4. Let's just restart at this point here. Let's see where we're at now. So this can be, it could not be a 3. It cannot be a 4, it cannot be a 5. It can still only be a 6. And now we still get a 6 there. We get a 3 there. We get a 2 there. We get a 5. We still got that as we did earlier. We get the 5 there. We get the 1 here. There is a 1, 3 here. So it must be that way. That is where I goofed. Whew, crisis diverted. Hopefully, unless I've made another. So the 7 is over here now. These are high. This is medium. Low. That's all of the, these are all high. This is 7 or 8. So it must be 8. And that'd be 2. That still does a little bit there. It still pushes the 2 at the bottom. This is going to be a 7, 9. And this is going to be a 4, 2. A twofer, as they call it. Or do they? Right, so what is left? A high and a low. This cannot be a low. It sees all 3 of them. So this must be 7. And this must be 3. And then this could be high. This could be medium. Okay then. This cannot be low. And if it was medium, it cannot be medium either. Because if it was, it would have to be a 4, and this would have to be a 5, and there's already one in the row and column. Both. So it must be high, and that'll be an 8. Because that would be, because it couldn't be a 9, because that would have to be 10, and we're not accepting 2-digit numbers in this Sudoku. So I worked that out. I'm gonna mark up all these highs, because why stop now? So now this must be a medium, yes? Yes. They both must be. They all three must be. Which will give us a 2 here. Because it's going to take out 4, 5, and 6. It'll give us a 1 here. This will have to be a 4. Because if it was 6, this could not be a medium. So we get a 4, we get a 5, we get a 6. This is going to be a 2, 3, both low. Get a high baller. And this should be about sorted. We're going to get some digits around here just from doing Sudoku. I haven't done Sudoku in a while, really. I don't think I have. 1, 1, 3, 3, what else? A 6 maybe? Yeah, right there, and right there, and right there. 7. And we're getting somewhere now. This is medium. I got a lot of medium, or a lot of high rather. There's a 2 down here somewhere, right there. Gives me a 2 here. There's a 1. Gotta be a 3. Gotta be a 4. Gotta be a 9. 9. A 4. 4. 4. And we can't put that last digit in without coloring everything, right? Sounds accurate. And yeah, that was a nice puzzle by Classified. I found that break-in a bit of a struggle for myself, but it was good. I did enjoy it. And hope you all did as well. Try it yourself in the link below. Like and subscribe if you enjoy it. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.